Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is April 1st, 2026, and we are looking at Proverbs chapter 1. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5 and 7. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5 and 7 say this: A wise man will listen and increase his learning. A discerning man will obtain guidance. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. A wise man will listen and increase his learning, and a discerning man will obtain guidance. It's such an important thought. You know, I don't know how many times in my life where things are not going well and I chase after whatever the solution might be, how to resolve it. I've just got to figure it out. Yeah, I can do this. I got this. You know those famous last words just before you lay the bike down or trip over the hair on the sidewalk, and land face first, or are walking along and you got this and you run right into the telephone pole as you're walking, those moments when you think you've got it all together. But the reality is, I don't have it all together. I know a lot of things about a lot of things, and I can do a lot of things. The reality is, the one thing I know that absolutely is true, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But I tend to be more on the fool side. I despise wisdom and discipline, or wisdom and correction. A wise man will listen and increase his learning. He'll ask for help or will obtain guidance for dealing with the things that are going on in his life. How many times have I run off and tried to do things on my own only to get stuck and then have to turn back around and reach out to friends and say, this is what's going on in my life. I'm asking for prayer and counsel. Only to come up with, I got ahead of myself. If I would have just waited for God, things would have been okay. Yep, I find myself in those positions on a regular basis. The other day I was working away and I did something and I said, "What are you thinking, stupid?" And the next thing I heard was a friend of mine who likes to tell me I can't talk to myself that way. And I thought, I really am down on myself all the time. And the Lord said, could that have been me? I said, well, you wouldn't talk to me that way, Lord. And he said, I call you foolish all the time. You just don't use that word. You use the word stupid, and you mean foolish. So I used the language you understood. I wasn't present with the Lord in that moment. I was being stupid, right? He caught my attention. Said, you're being stupid. And before I ran into the telephone pole while I was walking looking at my phone, and not literally, but metaphorically, he got my attention and helped me take care of that problem. Sometimes the fear of the Lord being the beginning of knowledge is so critical, but more important, answering the discipline in the correct way, receiving the correction in the moment. I think it's really important that we think about that today as we go out into the world. Guys, I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.